Good afternoon to you at home. Let's quickly catch you up on all things sport. Now, England will bank on home advantage when they face favourites Italy in tonight's Euro final at Wembley Stadium. The Three Lions are looking for only their second major trophy and only their first on the continent, having last tasted success in the 1966 World Cup. eNCA correspondent Ollie Barrett joins us now from London to chat a bit about that. Ollie, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to get straight into it, and I want to start with the fans. We're expecting about 60,000 fans at Wembley Stadium this evening in an era where spectators have been hugely deprived from live sport, of course, due to COVID-19. So what can we expect coming from the fans this evening?
Well, you're quite right. There'll be 60,000 or so fans inside Wembley for the match today. It's part of the government's testing programme of rolling out mass events again as the country hopefully comes out of the COVID-19 pandemic. So everyone has to show evidence of a negative test to get into the stadium. Masks have to be worn in the concourse areas of the stadium, but not when you're sitting down at your seats. But we have seen time and time again in this tournament that it's actually the fans that gather outside the stadium and in places like this that are perhaps not observing those strict social distancing guidelines that still remain in place. So people who are turning up at venues like this one are supposedly supposed to stay sitting in their table groups throughout the match, and clearly if and when England score in the final of a major tournament, it's very, very difficult to enforce that, if not completely impossible. The government insists the game at Wembley is going ahead in a safe way, but some scientists do have concerns about the mixing that this game and the games leading up to it have led to here in England.
So talking about the match itself, Ollie, of course it is a historic occasion. It's the first major final the England men's team has reached since the World Cup in 1966. And of course they are also playing at home. So I'm sure their spirits are high. We do need to remember, however, they are facing Italy, and Italy remain unbeaten in 33 matches. So what do you think we can expect coming out of the clash, the match itself this evening?
I think everyone expects that it's going to be a hard-fought match between probably the two best teams in the tournament. The bookmakers here in the UK actually have England as narrow favourites over Italy, and that's thought to be largely due to England having that home advantage. There will be far, far more England supporters inside the stadium than Italians. There will be some Italian fans, by the way, plenty of Italians in the Italian community here in the UK who'll be going to the game. It'll be interesting to see the lineups when they get confirmed later on. Which formation will Gareth Southgate go with up against the Italians? Will he stick with 4 at the back from the last game, or revert to that 3/5 at the back? English fans, I think it's fair to say, are cautiously optimistic, but they also know very well that Italy are an incredibly dangerous side. They haven't lost a game in many, many months at all. They hardly ever concede goals. So it is going to be very, very difficult for England, but certainly fans here hope that that home advantage might be the thing that just gets them over the line.
Ollie, when you mention Italy, it makes me think of Spinazzola. Now, he's, of course, ruled out of the match this evening. And I remember that Italy missed him with their match against Spain. Do you think it's going to be a bit of a similar feeling in him not playing this evening? Are they missing out hugely on not having Spinazzola there?
Well, yes, maybe so, and it may well be that it's a similar game in some ways to that Spain-Italy fixture. I think England will expect to have quite a lot of the ball during this match, and they will have to work very hard indeed to break down that very tough Italian defence. I think there is hope that players like Sterling, with their pace, can get in behind some of the ageing Italian defenders. But I think there's also very much expectation that the midfield might be a key story in this match. If England can keep the Italian midfield from being able to produce much and get between the lines, then they might well be on to something. But the Italians really are a formidable force under Mancini. He's changed the way the team plays. They've played exciting football in this match, but also in this tournament, but also have shown that they can close out narrow matches when they need to. And I think that's part of the reason that many people looking at this game think that it could be a very, very tight one.
We're going to have to leave it there for now. Ollie, thank you so much for joining us. That's our correspondent, Ollie Barrett. He's previewing the eagerly awaited Euro final between England and Italy, which is going to be taking place this evening. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight, Yuveka.